Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Two presidents could hardly be more different. But while the areas of striking contrast between the 44th and 45th presidents seem obvious, there's one very significant part of it we haven't thought much about or haven't placed in proper context because of appearances. Obama defies the Constitution but sounds presidential. Trump follows the Constitution, but sounds like a loudmouth from Queens. That's the essence of a syndicated column written by the brilliant, and I use that word sparingly, Victor Davis Hanson, who joins us now. Mr. Hanson, welcome back. And your piece is entitled Elites Value Mellifluous Illegality Over Crass Lawfulness. So let's see if I've got this right. You're saying that because of his style and demeanor, Obama appeared to follow the Constitution but actually didn't, while Trump's style makes it appear that he does not follow the Constitution when he actually does. Explain what you mean.
Well, I mean, Obama gave us lectures periodically that he was a former constitutional law expert or professor even, and then he would monitor the Associated Press reporters or James Rosen at Fox, or he'd have his attorney general refuse to produce documents in the Fast and Furious scandal, first attorney general ever to be found in contempt of Congress. Or you would have the IRS weaponized under Lois Lerner, and now the IRS is paying out hundreds of millions of dollars to groups that had been properly monitored and turned down their applications. And I could go on with the unmasking of names by his national security team, or James Clapper and John Brennan, both lying on their oaths to Congress, or the use of an FBI informant, and it goes on. But throughout all of that litany of scandals, Obama would weigh in that he honored the Constitution. And I'll give you one last example. He told us on 21 occasions that it would be unconstitutional and be the work of a monarch or an autocrat if he were to offer an executive order amnesty. And then he just went ahead and did it,
right,
just a few months before the re-election. So the idea was that nobody who went to Harvard Law School would ever dare on the liberal side act in a way that was illegal or unlawful, whereas Trump, a creature of the Manhattan real estate jungle, free-for-all, played fast and loose with the truth. He played fast and loose with the law, and yet for all the things he said he might do or could do or perhaps in theory would do, he hasn't. And so Jeff Sessions recused himself. He didn't fire Robert Mueller. His executive orders follow in the tradition of prior presidents. Nobody is saying that he, when he issues an executive order and the left doesn't agree with it, they go to court and they try to stay it. And if they did stay it, like the so-called Middle East travel ban, Trump obeys it. He doesn't overrule it. So it's his manner, his demeanor, his accent, his appearance that bothers the left. What they're really angry about is there's not a law against somebody talking and looking like Trump as president.
that really sort of boils it down to its basics. I mean, yeah, much has been said in the establishment media about how scandal-free the Obama administration was, but as you write, the facts don't back that up. I mean, you've mentioned some things already. There's also the fast and furious scandal about deliberate government gun running of weapons to Mexico, the Benghazi debacle, where Hillary Clinton lied to the families of victims saying the attack was caused by a video, and Linda Rice told the same lie on 5 different national TV stations or channels. And then the IRS scandal, when the IRS targeted conservative organizations, including, by the way, ours, the parent organization of Liberty Nation. Do you think, Mr. Hanson, that history will be as kind to Barack Obama as contemporary historians have been?
Well, sometimes that's synonymous, but I don't think it necessarily will be in the case of Barack Obama, just because these now are facts, and there's no getting around the fact that he tried to tap the phones and communications of Associated Press reporters, or the IRS now has admitted that it did wrong and it's paying out. The GSA was a mess. The VA was a mess. Those are facts. And the biggest scandal of all seems to be that the FBI was politicized in the investigation of Hillary Clinton's emails, and there's going to be people coming out from the FBI, I think, that will testify to that, and the Inspector General's report. And then it looks pretty clear that Barack Obama's intelligence organizations and members within the DOJ even felt that a Donald Trump presidency would either overturn their legacy or be dangerous. So they told the FBI and James Comey and James Clapper as the Director of National Intelligence and John Brennan, the CIA, that you've got to stop this. And so what they did is they went to FISA courts, misled them, monitored U.S. citizens, reverse targeted people in Trump campaigns, swept up their communications, published them, circulated them around, and then people on mass the names. Samantha Power did 260 times, and then released those names in the last weeks of the campaign. And we all forget that now, but take yourself back to late October 2016, and you'll remember the New York Times and Washington Post was running stories almost every day. Trump campaign under investigation for Russian collusion. And all that was the so-called opposition research dossier that Hillary Clinton had bought, paid for, and then peddled to the Obama administration intelligence services. So that I don't think anybody denies that. I mean, even the people on the left will say that they had to do it because it was a threat, but nobody denies what happens, and that's not going to go away. And especially when the Obama appointed Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General, comes out, I don't know what he'll say, but he's going to say something to the effect of what I just said.
Well, now, people on the left and the right are being told completely different facts. I mean, neither is hearing what the other side is hearing. One side sees Trump as obviously guilty of something. The other side sees a witch hunt. What is your advice for the neutral observer who's trying to understand and sort out what's really going on with the Mueller investigation and the FBI and Justice Department, and now you throw the Clinton email scandal, the Inspector General's report on top of that? How is the neutral observer to sort all that out when they see totally different stuff on MSNBC than they do on Fox?
Well, what I try to suggest is that they look at people who supposedly are disinterested. So we have an Inspector General. He hasn't been appointed by anybody other than Barack Obama at a period that had nothing to do with what's going on now. He's already come out and said that the Deputy FBI Director, Andrew McCabe, lied and is up for a criminal referral. So let's look at his report and see what he says. And then second, we had a special counsel picked, and he was supposed to investigate Russian collusion. Let's see if he finds Russian collusion. Anybody, if you have 20 lawyers, they can investigate me or you and go back 20 years and find something that we might have done. But that's not what they were tasked to do. So we're going to see whether they find Russian collusion. That's a bipartisan issue. And I don't think Trump should fire the special counsel. And if he does not find Russian collusion, then the entire purpose of his investigation is basically a failure. He exonerated Trump. And third, there's starting to be people now like Alan Dershowitz or Mark Penn, former pollster for Hillary Clinton, or people in the mainstream so-called media that are starting to back away from the story. But on the other side, there's people who are starting to join the other narrative. So one way as a disinterested third party is to say, which investigation is gaining steam? Is Devin Nunes and Senator Grassley, are they now completely discredited and nobody believes the stuff they're uncovering? And the entire idea that there was unmasking or an informant, there's no evidence for that? or is the public saying, and disinterested observers saying, look at the Mueller investigation, it's picking up steam, it's finding all kinds of collusion? And I think that answer is pretty obvious.
Mr. Hanson, many thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
That is Victor Davis Hanson.